Hello everybody, Dr. Frank DeLolo. Thank you for tuning in with us. So, you know how we like to do patient testimonials for the purpose of allowing people to find out what might be possible for them. All right? So we have a story to tell you. I'm going to let our patient here share her story with you. The diagnosis maybe that she came with and some of the things that she was experiencing and maybe having some experiences along the way that kind of led her to this point. All right, so I would say let's start with, let's talk about the history and or what happened, where you felt nothing and then all of a sudden what you felt, what you in fact did start feeling in your legs, etc.
Sure. So initially I was having some pains in my back and didn't think much of it, and it just started getting progressively worse. I decided to try the chiropractic route, and I went to a different chiropractor who had a different technique of more of like cracking of the back. Really was not comfortable with it, had seen him a number of times, gave up pretty early on because it just wasn't for me. My symptoms kept getting worse. I was in a situation where I literally could not get out of bed, could not get myself dressed. I was in constant pain, couldn't sleep at night. And then I came to Dr. DeLolo, who used a different procedure, which I was much more comfortable with. And over the next several weeks and months, just really started to feel better. I in the meantime was also going to the doctor and trying to figure out what was going on, and I was diagnosed with polymyalgia, which is an inflammation of the joints.
And the muscles.
Yeah, and the muscles.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really not a fun time, but coming to see Dr. DeLolo, it's slowly and surely just kept getting better with the adjustments. And the first time I was able to get myself dressed was a huge moment for me, because I keep saying that my poor kids are going to be in therapy for the rest of their lives, having to help their mother get dressed in the morning. My poor husband also, because I literally couldn't do anything. I couldn't pick up a laundry basket. I couldn't walk up the steps. Trying to get into and out of my car was excruciatingly painful.
Your left knee. Talk about your left knee, because that was...
Oh my gosh. My left knee, like anytime I tried to bend it, it was just so painful. I mean, literally had to like pick up my legs inches by inches to be able to just bend them to be able to get out of bed. It was just god awful.
And then if you don't mind, I think without maybe naming specifics, but there was also, let's just say, there was some medication taken early on when
Yes.
when you were feeling the way you were feeling, and you passed out. I mean, is that what you would?
Yeah, that was fun. So initially, before the doctors knew what was wrong, they gave me a muscle relaxer, and I had never taken muscle relaxers before. And I guess it was too much in my system. When I got up in the morning to take a shower, I literally passed out in the shower, fell, twisted my ankle, hurt my arm. So I was just a mess.
Her right shoulder she had got diagnosed with the polymyalgia, but then the right shoulder, I believe, was injured in the fall.
Yes.
Additionally, right? And she only had maybe like this type of range of motion. Where are you at now? Can you like you know what I'm saying? So she's up with her arms and her legs, and her left knee doesn't bother her anymore. So,
And I'm back in my heels, because
right.
I'm not a very tall person, so I always love a heel because it makes you look a little thinner. And the fact that I could not wear heels because I could barely walk as it was in flats was just killing me. So back in my heels.
That was a major indicator, because I know her, and how I even came to find out that she was suffering on some level is I literally saw her walking one day, and it was I don't even know what word I can use. I won't use incredible, because it wasn't incredible in a good way, but it was
Oh, I look like a 90-year-old.
It was alarming, like
Yeah.
I would say alarming maybe, and alarming nonetheless to see her walking in that way. And I know her, so I know that she enjoys wearing the heels like she talked about, and she couldn't wear them. She was wearing the flats, and that was one of the major indicators when she came to the office the one day and she had a pair of shoes on that had a heel on it. And I said, I'm gonna guess that we're doing better.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah. So I'm, back in the heels. The other thing that comes to mind as we're reminiscing about what was going on with you is even your coworkers had said to you, the coworkers saw you the way that
Yes.
you were, and then they were like, oh my
Yeah.
God, you're walking like so. It's always nice when other people notice, right?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Because, I mean, different people have different ideas of what chiropractic is. And I definitely was guilty of that as well, because I thought what one chiropractor did, all chiropractors did. And
Yeah.
I was found out after the fact that that was completely false. But one of my coworkers had said to her husband, like, I can't believe it. Like, she went and got an adjustment yesterday, and today she's actually, like, walking normal coming into the office. And just was like, if I didn't see it for myself, I wouldn't have believed it.
I think there was one pivotal visit, and you shared a video with me. I think that you had gotten adjusted.
Yes.
You went home, you took a nap, and then you had gotten up, and you were not walking well prior to that.
Right.
And then you got in you on the video, and you were like walking like, I mean,
I know.
basically normal, like not exactly normal, but like
Right.
almost like normal.
I know. So this is how far gone I was, because I couldn't move for so long that once I started to be able to move, I made my kids take a video of me walking. I was so excited. I was like, you gotta just take a video of me walking. I think this is so much better. And then, like, we sent it to our friends, and
Yeah.
it was
She shared the video with me. It was awesome to see. It was just awesome to see. And that, I think, I don't know if that particular day was the turning point, but it was certainly a step in the right direction in her healing. And I always knew, but when that happened, I knew that good things were going to happen and that we were going to get restoration. So today, what would you say, like, where are you at percentage-wise? Would you say you're, compared to where you were and where you are now, are you normal? Are you, like,
I mean, I am, like, just about normal. I mean, there's sometimes in the morning there's just a little bit of stiffness in the arm. But I mean, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do at home. I'm back to cleaning my house, washing the floors, doing the laundry, going food shopping, taking care of the kids, and back to a normal life.
Yeah. Awesome stuff, folks. We share this information with you, and we're sharing her story with you because we just want to let people know what is possible. You put the body in an environment where it can heal, and it will do that. It will, if you give it the chance to do that. So we're talking about polymyalgia was the diagnosis. For those of you who don't know what that is, that's in the same genre of when I first saw her walking and I said, what's going on? I think your reply to me was, and she was going to medical doctors at the time to try to diagnose the problem, and you said to me, they think it's autoimmune. Right? So you've heard me speak about autoimmune. Those of you who know our office and the videos that I do, sometimes I've spoken about autoimmune. Those who are watching this and you just are meeting me, or no, this is a brand new video for you. So autoimmune is just, in the genre of like, MS and Lyme and rheumatic, rheumatoid arthritis, things like that. So it was a scary time.
Oh,
It
absolutely.
was a scary time. And, they concluded that it was the polymyalgia, but she's doing well. She's doing well. She's not walking like that anymore, and she's basically back to normal. So, any closing thoughts? Any what would you say to someone that maybe is experiencing the same things? Maybe they got the same diagnosis. Maybe they got a different autoimmune diagnosis. Maybe they're having joint pain, muscle pain, cramping. Maybe they're not walking, normal like they once did, and they're walking like you. What advice would you give them?
Just keep trying different things until you find the one that works for you. Because, I mean, it was definitely a scary time, and if I would have just listened to the first doctor that I went to, I probably wouldn't be moving around like I'm moving around now. So you just have to figure out what's right for you and what works for you, and just keep at it.
Great words of advice. And she also shared with you that not to say that other chiropractors are bad and we're good and anything like that. It's not good or bad. It's just different. So you have to find out what the approach that works best for you, and not, let's face it, not all doctors of any discipline are created equal, and chiropractors are certainly not, created equal for sure. And again, not from a better standpoint or a worse standpoint, but just their approach and what resonates with that person. So luckily, our approach and our procedures resonated with her, and we got the results that we were looking to do.
Great.
All right,
And thank you so much.
You're welcome. My pleasure. My pleasure. I was committed to it. I was always committed to it, but when one of her daughters said to me, and she thanked me in advance for taking care of her mom, I must say that, listen, I'm human. There was a heightened level of commitment in helping you. So I'm glad that we have the outcome and we're having this conversation today.
Oh, absolutely. Too.
All right, folks, Dr. Frank DeLolo, over and out. Go out and be your best self. Share this, like this, love this. Share it with someone who maybe needs to hear this, and maybe they can get some help as well. You know as well that if somebody is outside of our area, we'll help them get to a doctor in their area. And of course, if you're in our area, we'd love to help you and evaluate you and show you what's possible for you. Have a great day.